I could really use a day. Now the moon looks normal, so there's moon phases to this game, I guess. That's pretty cool. A mushroom? Out in the open like that? Well, I guess it could happen. By the way, dear viewers, a question, if you will. You guys ever go mushroom picking? I'm curious because it's a huge thing in Poland. Lots of people go, like, if it's like after rain. If it just rained and there's a good chance of finding some nice edible mushrooms out there. Lots of Polish people like to go pick some mushrooms. That's pretty awesome if you think about it. It's like, you know, free food on the ground. You just gotta pick it up. Forager style. It's a nice pastime to enjoy some, you know, to have a walk, enjoy some fresh air, and get some food for free. You know, some people have their fishing trips, and here in Poland we have mushroom picking trips. The two are really similar if you think about it. Like, you also have to, just like you have a fishing spot, you know, your secret fishing spot, you can have a mushroom spot, you know, a piece of hidden grove in the forest that no one else visits, that's full of mushrooms. By the way, it's kinda odd. I feel like when it comes to fighting, this game works really smoothly. But when it comes to building and breaking blocks, I don't know, it feels kinda odd at times. Like, it's weird to me how, see, that block is, you know, I should be able to pick it up if it's so close to me, like... But I have to jump. Now I got it. Weird, right? Like, the elevation matters quite a lot. Oh, I broke a flower. I broke a flower instead of picking it up, and now I have some white petals I can put on the ground as decoration. That's nice, I guess. They definitely could make breaking a little piece of misplaced dirt with your bare hand a little faster. Yeah, that's way too slow, come on. I don't want to have to reach for a pickaxe every time I misplace some dirt. Sun should come out anytime soon. Are we seriously out of dirt already? Wow. Well, we don't need all that much more. I'm gonna go get some. And the day has arrived. Okay, where to place... Where Where to build our home precisely? Yeah, somewhere around here. Yeah. We're gonna try to keep it simple and just make a big rectangle. Why is that different than this? Dirt? And that's also dirt. Yeah, let's start here. Let's make it like that. That's gonna be the depth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm very good at counting, yes, I know. 12, 12, 12. Let's boost it up to 16. 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty big home. That's what I like. Okay, 16 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's a square right now. 16 by 24, maybe? 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, that's gotta be wider. Let's do a classic 2x4, as they say, like a, you know, a piece of wood. So like it's gonna be double the length is gonna be double the width, which is a pretty hard word to pronounce. Ooh. 24, right? 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2. Looks good to me. Whoops. See, like, I can't figure out the shovel. I mean, it's good enough that I don't really need to, I guess, but sometimes it will break only one block at a time. But at rare occasions, it broke like 5 all at once. I don't know. You know what's funny? I've been talking to a friend lately about parówki. I don't know how to, like, frankfurters? Wieners? I don't know how to translate that precisely, because those are... It's a food item pretty unique to Poland, I think. Like, it's kind of like a piece of a hot dog meat, although kind of different. I don't know, you can Google parówka. and see for yourself. But anyways, they were pretty queasy about the fact that, you know, they told me that, oh, you know, it's so nasty, they use all sorts of scraps to make them. Like, you know, the leather, the skin, the joints, the viscera, How yucky. The guts, wow. And I'm like, bro, you're supposed to eat those. I think that lots of people are so used to eating only the best parts of an animal. You know, the meat, the ham. That's a pretty cute looking calf. I really appreciate the fact that they gave them a tongue out. But yeah. But those are the tastiest parts of an animal to eat, yes, but also the... I don't want to call them unhealthy, because they are healthy, but, well, you have to eat the organs too. Those are very important to eat, those are very healthy. As yucky as it may seem. And I always find it a little funny how, like, you know, wieners, parówkas, whatever, they got such a bad reputation for, you know, having little meat content compared to all the other scraps content, but, like, I don't mind, personally. I would mind if they added some weird chemical stuff to them. That's bad, that we can agree on. But the other stuff, the scraps, as they say, like, for example, the skin and joints thingies, whatever, I'm not a butcher, but you know what I mean, I think, and those are very healthy for your joints, for example, you know? So there's collagen in those, which is very, very healthy. Yeah, let's place the shovel here too, because we're not gonna use it anytime soon, I feel like. And, well, the terrain is prepared, I think. I think it's time for us to start moving stuff. Which is gonna take a while, it's not gonna be pleasant, it's gonna be pretty boring for me. Luckily for you, I know how to speed up footage. So let's go. I'm gonna have to pick up all of those torches too. Would be much better to do it at night. Makes it easier to see the torches. Oh well. I'm gonna do that next time. Making a cut here. Hello, future Mark, make a cut here, dum-dum. Okay, okay. Yeah, you guys better take a good long look. Cause this all is gonna be gone sometime soon. I just, you know, I just want the future generations to know that, you know, if I really wanted to, I could look like this all the time. I just don't feel like it yet, right? Okay, but let's get back into the game. By the way, if you're wondering, how can I look behind myself? That's the C button by default. V is for this. This is C, and also you have to hold it, unlike V, which you have to press. But yeah, time to move. Let's, like, okay, if I just break it, then I get everything that was inside as well. That's really important to know. What the hell? That's a very tanky statue. Oh, you can't get these skulls back. Skulls? Heads. If you break them, then they stay gone. Wah, wah. Right, touch it, because it's wood. Makes sense. Wow, full inventory, almost. Quick stack, yeah, why not? Alright. It's gonna take a trip or two. In the meanwhile, in another game that I'm not really recording, no one would really watch it, Spiral Knights. Highly recommend that game. There is an event going on. But what I'm gonna say is not strictly about the game itself, but more in a general sense. So there is an event going on, and there is an enemy that has like a 1% chance to spawn, and after that they have a 0.4% chance to drop an item. So you know, that's like a 0.5% of a single percent chance of getting that item. Is very rare, and hence it's also very valuable. And stuff like that, it gives me mixed feelings every time. Because, well, on one hand, I really hate random stuff like that as a principle. I'm gonna place that stuff here for now. Or maybe I don't really have to place it all. Let's not be hasty, let's not place anything down yet if we don't have to. Yeah, what I'm gonna need for sure is the builder's workbench. Other than that... Other than that, all the other stuff can stay. We are gonna have a building episode today. So yeah, such a low chance of getting an item, and I got it from the event. Wow. Pretty early too, like it's day 2 of the event that's about to last 2 weeks, so I got it pretty quickly as well. But, I don't know, low drop rates... Yeah, they boost the value of the item, and if you are unlucky, then you can just buy it for that high price, you know? But, I don't know, farming in games is always such a bad mechanic, in my opinion. I can't think of a single MMORPG game that doesn't involve some sort of farming. I understand if it was for like cosmetic items, but it's not a cosmetic item this time. The thing in question is a material for one of the best, if not the best, armors in the game. Pretty much the meta armor, you know, and for that to be locked behind some incredibly rare drop or incredibly expensive purchase in-game, that's... yeah, I don't know, maybe, well, the best armor should be kinda expensive or rare. I get that, but... I don't know, stuff like that I would much rather place behind some sort of a challenge for the player to do, rather than just keep repeating the same mission, the same fight, the same quest over and over and hope for that stuff to randomly drop. What if instead it was the item in question was a reward for doing that quest a specific amount of times? That's still farming, but it's not random anymore, right? That would be nice. Or like an arena challenge. I believe I kind of mentioned it before. So in Elden Ring, in Dark Souls, and all of those, from time to time, some items can only be acquired by farming an enemy and hope for it to drop from them. Most often, stuff like the armor or weapon of that particular enemy. And I'm thinking that what if instead we have some sort of a Colosseum-like arena, And you could like have a really challenging fight against that enemy with like boosted stats and maybe multiple of them at once, and you have to beat that challenge in order to... The entire upper row is empty. Weird. Did it like increase with my backpack increase as well? Does it impact chests? Nah, that would be weird, right? But yeah, what if instead of farming you had to complete some sort of a challenge instead, which would be really hard, so that, you know, the value of the item is still considerably high. Or maybe you would have to, you know, do that challenge multiple times. Stuff like that. Anything other than random drop chances. But then again, now that I did drop it and I just became really rich in that game overnight, like, wowee zowie, I have access to the best armor in the game. Or maybe I can sell it and become a millionaire. To be on that other end of that spectrum really does feel kinda pleasant, so I guess I kinda get it. I don't know. Mixed feelings. Mixed feelings. No, note this. God damn it. I'm so used to controls from Minecraft. In Minecraft, like, opening inventory is E. Here it's tab, but I have to, like, it's also tab to open inventory in Terraria, I think. So I'm just gonna try to engage my Terraria muscle memory instead of Minecraft muscle memory. Cyan hibiscus. Blue flax. Isn't flax like... I have a feeling that in some other game flax was like a very important plant. I think it's len in Polish, which, if it is, from what I know, flax, len, is like a plant that you can make clothes out of. That would explain its importance. I'm gonna save that for last. I wonder how do you destroy items in this game? I mean, do you do the old-fashioned way of just throwing it away, and if enough time passes, it will despawn? Do items despawn, like, at all? Because if they do, then, you know, that's some important knowledge to know. In case you die. But if they don't, I mean, I guess lava would work. We have access to the underground hell level, so... By the way, I really like the underground hell level, but I have to say that it feels kinda weird to have access to hell level so quickly and early. You know what I mean? Like in Terraria, it's like at the very bottom of the map, which is pretty hard to access. It's pretty much the late game of the New Game Plus cycle. Before Wall of Flesh, of course. But yeah, still, pretty monumental achievement to even get there. In Minecraft, you have to make a portal and yeah, you have to, like... You can kinda skip diamonds, yes, but it's a pretty late game place too. In here, it's like... Wow, congratulations on getting past the caves, and here's hell already. Interesting, interesting. I wonder if we go... Were we to go deep enough, but... Yeah, that's all. That's all, folks. That's all she wrote. But if we go to such a depth, but in another biome, Let me finish my thought. But if we go to such depth, but in another biome, will we find another underground special biome place? I paused for a second because I had an idea. Like, these leaves are pretty good at obscuring the player, and also you can climb, so like check this out, you can do this and you're hidden inside of the tree in a branch, and since leaves aren't a block, you can set up quite an ambush in here. Like, imagine if it was like a multiplayer game and, you know, I'm just waiting inside the tree and speaking Vietnamese, waiting for someone to, you know, get close. That's really cool. I gotta give multiplayer a try, but yeah, I have a friend at the ready to play it, but it's so like we are all adults already. It's so hard to find the time to coordinate playing together. Okay, I'm gonna use the silly chests. I'm gonna use this ugly looking chest to be the stash for excess weird items. Yeah. Okay. Didn't take as long as I thought. Or maybe time just passed quickly because we are building. Okay. Time to transport some materials.